All right, so making my second holiday card here. I'm gonna go with a 6 by 8, not pixel. I want inch, 6 by 8 inch, or 6 by 4 inch rather, with 300 resolution. Okay, so it's just like before. I'm gonna start with a gradient. I need to just quickly change my workspace to essentials because I want gradient. Um, and you can stick with this, but I'm gonna switch it up to blue. Just because I already did one that was red. So I'm going to go from a blue to a light blue. And I'm going to delete that one. And I'm going to delete that one. I got a lot of these. Okay, so blue to light blue. There we go. Stretch it a little more. Okay, so this is kind of an extreme drop. Not really digging it, so I'm gonna make the stretch bigger here, and I'm gonna lighten this blue. Not too much. I do want it to stay blue, not so much of that purple, so I'm gonna move it down here a ways. I'm just gonna lighten it. Okay, so now when I do this, hopefully, yeah, this is good for me. A little more of the blue lower. Okay, so basically, we're gonna do a couple things here. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a tree, just like we kind of did the other one. I'm gonna make tree with the ellipse tool here. I'm gonna just make an ellipse, fill, whatever. I'm just gonna have no fill, no nothing, because really what I'm interested here is doing what's called a drop shadow. So I went down to the effects, I grabbed drop shadow, it brings up this menu, and I want a very sharp looking drop shadow coming off of this object. Kind of like, I want the nice sharp edge on it. This has to do with how your oval looks too, but I think that'll look okay. Black, that's good, that's good. So here we go, I got oval, I'm gonna turn my background off, and we're just gonna make this into a brush, which we've already been over that. So I'm gonna define a brush preset. I'm gonna call this one tree. Okay, so I can get rid of that or turn it off, doesn't matter. Because now I'm gonna go get my brushes, I got my tree. I'm gonna start a new layer actually. I don't want a new group, that's rubbish. I want a new layer. And I'm gonna bring my brush, I want my brush to be white. This looks okay. I actually want to add a little tilt to it, so I'm just gonna, just a little. Too much. Okay, boom. Make my brush a little smaller. Boom. Make my brush a little smaller. Boom. Okay, so this is kind of my tree here. And I might do something down at the bottom. Like make a nice chubby one. And I may just use the select tool right here. And I don't know if I can transform stuff I've done with the brush. Let's see. I can, which means I can go to edit, transform. I'm just gonna warp this one a little so I can really like, just kind of want to shove it in a little bit. I'm just using the warp tool to make the base look a little more like a base. And maybe put a little bit of an extra angle on it. Okay, so just gonna move this around a little. So got a Christmas tree kind of thing going here. You could add some extra sharpness on the angle if you wanted, but that's it. Second thing I gotta do is in the brushes. Second big thing for this card, and this card is easier than the other one. I gotta go to the brushes, and I'm gonna add a new brush preset. Nope, add a new brush group. Apologies. Nope. Get more brushes. Nope. I'm striking out, and I know it's in there. Import brushes. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to import brushes. I'll give you these brushes. This is a bunch of stars, so I'm going to import them. Load them, and now when I go to my brush library, I should have my folder, which I could rename stars if I wanted to. But it's giving me stars, and I'm going to put that in there, and I'm just going to cycle through these stars and see kind of what I get here. So now we've created a brush, and we've got a brush library. Start sprinkling this out throughout my project. And I'm just gonna go looking through my brushes. You can get as crazy with this as you'd like. Let's get here, you know, I want to rotate. I got this going up through here. Definitely want to get it decorated, but maybe not too much. Have your rotation on here. You know, fill up the sky. It's good if you get a little bit of a change in your angle here and there. But you kind of get the point. And you can go through all of the brushes and just kind of see what we got. Maybe add a little bit of everything. Okay, so there's a lot of white space in here that you can still fill up. And I'm definitely going to clear out some of it for my Merry Christmas over here. Trying to just level it out a bit. Okay, so you got that in there. You can then go add your text layer. You know, grab a big old spot. We'll find some text, all classes. I want decorative. I want decorative. All right. And I'm going to go with this one here, throwing a happy holidays. Definitely too large there. Still too large. Happy holidays, justify it this way. I think that looks better. Okay, I'm happy with this. I don't know if I'm crazy about the text totally. If I want to change it, I gotta think about that with all the busyness in the background. Nice thing is you can always go to this layer if we need to. You can always come in here and kind of clean this out if I think it's just too big. But I think it's working fine. I don't think it's overpowering. The white's kind of my issue here, so maybe I just take that text and maybe we try a different color. Just give it a little more tone. No. Red's no good, purple's no good. Blue has possibility, maybe like a darker blue. I like it. Get the darker blue still in the blue theme. Happy holidays. And then, we can just get a Christmas picture. So I'm going to go look for one right now. Christmas pictures. Images. Perfect. And then you can get your Christmas picture. That's enormous. Let's shrink it down. Disappeared. There it is. You can get your Christmas picture in there. And you got a couple options. You could do a stroke around it, draw a rectangle, do a stroke around it like we did in the last one. But for this one, I'm going to just do something a little different. I'm going to get my layer here. With the Grinch, I'm going to do a drop shadow. Just to do something a little different and kind of stay with the drop shadow. Now, I've still got it as it was before. I'm kind of okay with the opacity. I want to drop the angle a little. The distance I think is too much. Shorten up the distance. And see, I like having the size bigger with the smaller distance because you see it gets that effect. And drop the opacity a little. And I always like a good drop shadow. Increase the noise, but what's the point? And that's really it. Like, this is a much more simple card. Here, I just want like to really emphasize on that layer, the star. I'm actually gonna go back to the brush, and I think, is it this one? Actually making it more blue. Painting over it. Who would have thunk? Where is my layer? That's here, right? Oh, I'm on the eraser tool. That'll do it every time. So I really want to just emphasize that one spot at the top of the tree. So let's get that star extra correct. So there you go. Easier. I think the one I have actually in my example page is a little better than this one, but it gets you the idea. So that is how to make holiday card number 2.